Whew, guys, I think I need to sit down for this recap because today was an emotional roller coaster. Just kidding, I'm not that beat. Let's go to the trading desk. Now for the worst part. Woohoo! Okay, so today, if you guys were in the stream, you probably know what happened. I had a crazy, I don't even know what to call it, like a ghost trade, a total glitch from TOS. And I want to talk about the trade, obviously, in the charts in a little bit. Even though you don't see it anymore because I called TOS, we talked about it, they reviewed what happened, and they reversed the trade. I actually didn't think that was possible. But I learned that they have an error account for these kind of issues. It's probably extremely case by case, and I was probably on the phone for over 30 minutes trying to figure it out with them. And it definitely didn't hurt to have the whole trade on video, but they actually didn't need the video this time. So really crazy stuff today with that. And one thing that I think we all know is the fact that TOS and almost every other broker lately, but specifically TOS, I don't think it's like an issue with Lightspeed or anything like that. At the first, few minutes, they even said this on the phone, the first 3 to 5 minutes, they just said few minutes, but I assume like 3 to 5 minutes, in the market open, there's extreme lagginess going on, and that's just not with TOS. Remember the chat room when Robinhood froze for 2 days? Everybody was like freaking out, couldn't get their money out. I personally don't use Robinhood, but I know the feeling of having your money locked somewhere, especially when you're in a trade that you don't even want to be in because it was a day trade and you shouldn't be in that trade longer than a few minutes anyway. It's really, really stressful. Okay, I gotta reduce this light a little bit. It's shining into my soul. Okay, so TOS told me that they are working on the issue, and I think we probably all know that they are working on the issue. It's not like something they don't want to fix. But lately, in these last few weeks, with the giant market volatility, it's been hitting brokers across the board. I use Webull occasionally as well. I've had issues on there from time to time. So it's, if anything, TOS, it's a little bit more of a legacy software. So if anything, I think they're better prepared than other brokers to handle it. It's a good value software. You get a lot out and you don't pay for it. So I don't know, if there's a glitch here and there, sometimes it's easy to look the other way. But at the same time, I mean, you guys saw it live. It was pretty miserable today because it was exactly 47 seconds after my trade entered, I got the notification for it and I knew I was in the trade and I saw my P&L and instantly we were down 10% and I was like, oh no, like what happened here? And that definitely threw me off in my second trade. It was just not something that anybody wants to experience. So horrible kind of experience with that. I did know that TOS was a bit laggy in those first few minutes, especially on above average volume days, but big kudos for TOS for reversing that trade, fixing my situation. And I think they probably would fix most people's situation as long as it's like maybe a first time or second time offense, or I don't know what you would want to call it. But yeah, I mean, take this for what it is. I'll talk a lot more about what happened on the charts. But really, I think the biggest takeaway is, like, if you're going to be trading those first few minutes on above average market volume days, just understand that there's probably a bit more risk and maybe you want to check the monitor tab a little bit more to see if you're actually in a trade. So that's my only real feedback from this, besides also that TOS did handle the situation quite well, I would say. And I've been saying that TOS has some of the best support out there for months. So I've always been a big fan of TOS support. Even every platform you're gonna have issues on, but it's a lot of times about how those problems get resolved, or what are the responses to these problems. And I got to give it to TOS today. They did a good job. Back to the actual topic of the trading day. Out of the gates, ran the scanner. There was like 60 plus stocks on there. We had big bottom bounces from everything from finance companies to real estate companies, just a lot of big kind of macro news. And on this small account gap and go challenge, we don't want to be trading macro news. We want to be trading micro catalysts. So catalysts that have to do with that specific company. These small caps, they usually don't care what the market's doing. If the market's down 5%, they could be up 200%. And that's why we love trading them, because we're only trading the stock in front of us, where oftentimes after the news is out and everything, you're just trading the pure technicals, and it can be very beautiful. And that's how we're growing our account so consistently. But today, on a day where there's just like everything is all over the place, you don't really get those clean, nice moves. And we kind of saw that today with the two lead gappers, TLSA and ZSAN. Those were two complete flops. And so I appreciate you guys in the chat room calling out CNSP. I don't know how that one flew over my radar. That was a beautiful move, although it didn't end up pulling higher. It got rejected. There was too much resistance above, and the same with CLSK. So much to talk about today. This is going to be a little bit longer video because it's a bit me just like thinking things through in my head. So I apologize for that, but at the same time, I know some of you guys really enjoy that. So, watch this video on 1.5 speed or 2 times speed. That's how I watch all videos on YouTube basically. And yeah, guys, if you do enjoy the content, don't forget to leave a like. I definitely appreciate all the likes. If you have any questions or comments, guys, leave them below. I answer all of them. Sometimes I'll get a day or two behind, but I'll make sure to answer all comments. If you're totally new here and you want to learn how to grow a small account, day trading only between 1 and 2 hours a day, definitely consider subscribing. I would love to have you join the challenge with me and see you in the upcoming stream and in the chat room. The community is growing and growing, and it's just really good learning atmosphere. I also want to wish you guys a super happy Easter Friday and an Easter weekend. Tomorrow's Good Friday. The markets are closed. Don't forget, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, so just keep that in mind. Enough of me. Let's go to the charts now and check out what happened. All right, guys, so here we have it. Just check this out. So we ended today green, 46 bucks. Could have even been more than that, but I'll take it. That was super crazy, super weird glitch action we saw today with CNSP. So let's just go ahead and review it, because we only have one trade that happened, I guess, in theory, because TOS reversed the other trade, like I said in the intro. So let's go here to trade, and let's pull up CNSP, and let's just review what happened here, because this was crazy. Oh, look at this bottom bounce. This is on the stream. What did I say? Right around 3.5. We ran all the way down to 3.54 or 3.55, something like that. And then we bounced, had a really nice bottom bounce here, 17%. Woo! That could have been really nice. So this is the trade we did on CNSP. I was looking for, I really did. I thought this was going to be a big runner. We had a nice little bottom bounce here. About a 10% bounce. I could have closed out my position, but I was waiting for a pullback and then ideally a VWAP retest. Big shoulder here though, and a lot of support and resistance in this area. So I should have been more cautious here and kind of close out my trade, or at least close out half of my trade. It's kind of crazy that I didn't actually, because this kind of screams my classic, I could have took 5%, moved on, boom, done. I didn't, unfortunately. I was waiting for a bigger breakout here, so we didn't get that, and then I closed for a kind of a small profit here on this one, $46 profit. This could have been $150 profit almost, because we had a bigger position size. So yeah, and then again, today would have been the day to have like 3 or 4 trades. We pull back here at a 10. Oh God, I really wanted this one. This is like right when we ended the stream. Yeah, so this was looking good. I think we could have snagged this trade. But let me quickly recap what happened before I just start ranting and fantasizing here. So CNSP, 90% gapper, 16 million shares outstanding, coronavirus 19, COVID-19, not Corona 19, COVID virus news, that they were working with WPD Pharma. And they would have license to some of the drugs that they're developing. So, it wasn't like the greatest catalyst, but at the same time, all coronavirus news has just been exploding. Not to mention, what I liked about this one is the fact that it didn't trade a lot pre-market. So pre-market around 8 o'clock is kind of when this thing starts. And it wasn't until about like 9, right around here, like 9:17, where this thing really rockets up. And that's nice. I like to see not too much trading activity pre-market, because you don't want something to be over traded, because we're looking for a gap and go, right? We don't want to see something that gapped, consolidated, kind of went pre-market already, right? We're looking for that second leg to the upside, or maybe that first big continuation leg to the upside. Sometimes when you get a big move like this, you're kind of, do I really want to be trading it? Not to mention $6 big time resistance here at 5.5 actually. And then, 5.5 actually is
really big resistance, and I think we almost hit a new all-time high at 5.69. So yeah, there's a lot of things to be a little cautious on. I should have got more aggressive here in this 4.5 area. I mean, we pulled back perfectly and then we ripped 20%. This could have been a phenomenal trade. But like I said on the phone, TD Ameritrade said, like, you know, be careful trading in the first 3 minutes. I mean, that's literally what they said to me. First few minutes is what they said. There's order status slowness. So it turns out that on the video that you guys can watch, I definitely recommend checking it out and just replaying it over and over and over again and seeing where their issue was. What I figured out is that I clicked the cancel button and it actually canceled the order. So it canceled it. Oh boy, I'm kind of jumping around here. So let me just quickly, for anyone that it wasn't on the stream, we had a nice little bump up here. We had 3 candles. And in this area, I was like, I don't want to be part of this trade any longer. I had a limit order here at 4.89 in this area. And I wanted to get in on this green candle and I wanted to sell near the 5.6, 5.5, kind of this double top area. Maybe we're going to break out. I don't know. I wasn't about to gamble on that, but I wanted to at least have this double top. This ran without me. And then I went ahead and canceled the order. When I canceled the order, there was a quick flash crash in these 2 candles back down. And apparently, I canceled the order the exact same time as that crash happened. It was the exact same second, I learned. So this trade went on. And then about 47 seconds later exactly, I would show you guys here. But like I said, I called TD Ameritrade and they removed the trades. How crazy. That's pretty awesome that they did that. Like 47 seconds later, we were in this candle and then I got notified that we entered the trade. This was really, really insane. And that's when I was like, oh my God, we're down like $100 right now. And then we had a little bounce here and I closed out the trade, I think somewhere in one of these candles. I was hoping that this could be maybe a bit of a reversal and maybe we break past the 5.6. That's why I kind of decided to hold it. But you know, in all honesty, I was like, my mind was already made up that most likely we were going to be pulling back. So this was kind of a bit of a hope on my end. As we started pulling back, I just closed the trade. So boom, we started off the day with like a pretty decent loss. It was like an $80-something loss. Yeah, and then I finally got the trade that I actually wanted down here. This worked out perfectly. So just, you know, keep that in mind, guys. Like the first 3 minutes of trading the market open is sometimes the best time to trade the gap and go strategy. But lately, right now, with all the volatility and we've been having with these market just craziness in the last 3 weeks specifically, although we've been seeing these issues basically on any day there's above average volume, I have found that TOS has been very, very glitchy. So just keep that in mind and, you know, do with it with what you will. But it's tough. I got to really think what I want to do. One aspect is I got to say I'm a bit more, I'm happy that the fact that the cancel worked out fine, because that means the buttons and everything work. And it just really, the time of the notification was delayed 47 seconds, which, don't get me wrong, it's horrible. It's just god awful, devastating. But it's not as bad as I thought. Basically, I thought this cancel button didn't like do what I wanted it to do. And that to me would have been actually worse. You can always, I guess, maybe check your monitor page for trades, and I do that a lot. But relying on that doesn't seem like the right idea either. I don't know, like if it's a big day in the markets, I'm gonna have to really think, do I want to actually trade here? Do I want to actually trade in the first 3 minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes? I don't know. Like the answer is, I mean, like obviously yes, I do, because that's kind of a big part of the strategy. But at the same time, like no, not really. And it's not totally TOS related only. I mean, we had Robinhood that went down for 2 days, right? I don't use Robinhood, but I heard all the horror stories, and I was watching it live with you guys, and in the chat room, you guys were telling me, you know, what was going on in real time. So that was really, really tough. Webull has execution issues as well. I use Webull. I don't use E-Trade or Fidelity, but this is just something I've been hearing across the board. And honestly, I feel like TOS is one of the larger platforms. So I feel like they're a bit more enterprise solutions as well. I mean, obviously mainly retailer traders, but they've been in the game much longer than all these other platforms, especially these web-based platforms. So I actually still trust TOS today, really, I was pretty upset about this, but they handled the issue well. Good support. I was on the phone with them for like 30 minutes, and we took care of it. I mean, they took care of it. I explained it what it was. Maybe it helped that I said like I had the video about it, but I was pretty happy with how it was resolved. So we ended the day green because of this nice little trade, even though this could have easily been a much better trade. But yeah, I'm gonna have to really think. Like technically, this was an early. I didn't close it enough. I would have probably got out with a $10-$20 loss because I would have just been like, okay, this is not what I wanted. It's not bouncing, and I probably would have sold sooner. Because I love getting out of cutting losses quickly, but who knows what would have happened. It's so hard to say what would have happened. All I know is I didn't know I was in this trade, and then it took me probably another 2 minutes to like get centered and be like, oh, wait, this is actually happening. So it definitely threw off my game, and it threw me off my game on this trade totally, because I probably would have closed out this trade. And, I don't know. It's something I could just keep thinking about probably for the next week, but you don't want to dwell on the past too much, but weird stuff. I'm happy how they handled it though. Let's quickly go through some of the other lead gappers. We had CLSK. This one was just absolutely rocketing. Here we go. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. Broke big resistance here at 2.3, big resistance above at 4.7, and then about $6 again in this area. These guys also had some nice news. Coronavirus related news. They had a joint venture and protection gears like all across the board. I mean, the news was really, really nice, which totally makes sense for the way this thing performed. Pre-market, this is what I mean with over trading pre-market. So 280% pre-market, that's kind of absurd. If you just scroll back here, you can see a lot of volume was being traded here. So this thing is kind of already over traded, and which kind of sucks because that means when it opens up, it's kind of, it's already at the spike of its move. So it ran up here 15% and then just wickedly just wham, kablam, 19% down in this one candle. So you got to watch out. We had a nice rounded bottom here, had a double top and consolidated. I didn't like the fact that we didn't break out from this area, or it was such a big rejection. This could have been a cup and handle, but then we had another fail here, and this looked really bad. I know a lot of people were asking me on the chat what I thought about this right around here when we were in consolidation mode, and I was like, we have big support at 2.5. Right now the tops were tested, and now it looks like the bottoms are going to be tested. And guess what happens? A little bit later from consolidation, this thing drops again, which I felt like was pretty obvious just because, I didn't short it or anything like that, so I didn't exercise what I thought. But at the same time, to me, if something has two failed double tops, or a failed double top here and a failed potential cup and handle, and then consolidates, that's just... right now the bears are in charge. That's the way I viewed this one. CLSK I think could be a big ripper later in the day. So maybe CLSK around 1, 2, or 3 p.m. starts moving to the upside, and maybe at like 3 something, then this thing just blows past 415. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and put an alert on this one. It'll definitely be fun to watch. I'm obviously not gonna trade it at or no above, but yeah, I'm gonna keep a close eye on this one. I think this could be a big runner, maybe today or something like that. We also had, so the two lead gappers I actually picked out were quite miserable, TLSA and yeah, so we had a nice move. I didn't really like this chart. And you know what? I said this on my social accounts. I posted my watch list or I posted this video and I said, guys, the two lead gappers, I don't like them. But this is what I'm going to post because like I couldn't find anything else. And it was a little bit... again, I was having huge issues with TOS, and I was going through all the stocks and it was taking forever to load, and I couldn't, like, I don't know, I was being very impatient. So these are the biggest charts I found in the morning, and then I think I probably overlooked CLSK and CNSP. I don't know, this is like, I feel pretty ridiculous because this is the first time I missed a clear lead gapper, CLSK, and I'm like, shame on myself for that. So yeah, but luckily, that's why I love streaming with you guys and growing this community, because you guys called out CNSP because I wasn't looking at it. And then that's why I traded it, because you guys called it out. You never want to blindly trade something somebody else calls out, but I looked at it. I liked the float. I liked the news. I liked the gap up. I liked it was holding its highs. And then I traded it. So, that's nice. So that worked out really well. So guys, you guys are just amazing to trade with. Okay, let's review this one for a quick second. 130% gap up, 10 million float, 99 million market cap, and here's the shares outstanding, 30 million. Big, nice move up, like I said, 130% roughly. But the thing, I said this too in the stream, is I don't like something that's gapping up, kind of running again. It has volume, but it's kind of, to me, it's on the backside of this move. Like, we've already had a big move with TLSA, and it's kind of just, to me, too soon, right? Like, I think there's probably still too many back holders, and right now we're in these big resistance zones. I guarantee you it's probably just so many people are just closing their positions. So, and that's what it looks like, just a bunch of selling pressure. And now we're stuck under this 340 resistance. So I don't know where TLSA is going, but it did not perform like I was hoping it would. Maybe some good bottom bounces could have been played on this one. I mean, here's a pretty nice like 7% move, but still not really too exciting. Let's go to ZSAN, another lead gapper, ZSAN. And just really quickly, guys, if you have not done so already, on the top right of this video, right up here on the top right, you're going to be able to click a button, and then you're going to go to the stream that happened today. And in the first comment on that stream, I pinned the entry we had with CNSP, and you guys can see the whole entire TOS glitch finasco that happened. So I really want to recommend checking that out. In the future, I'm going to start showing clips of these things. But I think this laptop, the one I'm using right now, might not be able to handle it. I've tried it before, and it was horrible in the recap video. So I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, definitely recommend checking it out. So this is ZSAN. I actually found a really nice bottom here, 0.578. Look at that. Boom, 9% bounce. So it was gapping up 50%, 54 million float, kind of on the high side. Also sub-dollar, and that's what I was saying I didn't like about it. But, you know, kind of holding this area okay. You know, here I would have wanted a bit move above VWAP and maybe consolidate in this area a bit more. Other than that, US biotech with upgraded price target. So this one had a good catalyst that this company, this investment, I think it's an investment bank, I'm not totally sure. Anyway, Benzinga's top upgrades this company, I think, to $4, which is huge for this small company. So this one's, or not necessarily small company, but you know, low price sub-dollar stock. I mean, there's such big resistance here. If it breaks through this, it would, I don't know. Could we see this run to $4? Maybe we could, but I don't know. At the moment, I don't necessarily see it, but let's see what happens. This could be a big runner tomorrow or Monday. Markets are closed tomorrow, guys. So yeah, I don't know. Across the board, I feel like I'm in a bit of a weird mood. I'm like in a bewilderment mood because today like really caught me off guard in terms of like the glitch, and then the resolution with TOS, and then the second trade was cool but could have been better, and this whole week has been so choppy for me. So holy Lord, I'm just gonna, I'm generally excited that it's basically weekend, so to say. I could really just kind of think it through and kind of hopefully start on a fresh note tomorrow or Monday. BORR, I want to kind of throw up on the chart because this was a lead gapper 2 days ago, and yesterday consolidated. Didn't do much of anything, but besides kind of find that 1.2 is big time support, and then, you know, boom, kind of ran up really nicely here. I don't know what this company is going to be doing long term, but chart pattern wise, it seems to be building some nice momentum. We have a high here, a higher low here compared to this low, higher high, and maybe we're going to see a higher low. I mean, this BORR and ZSAN that I just had up both kind of look interesting for potential swing trades. I don't have any trades open on these right now, and I almost never swing trade. I bottom back, I buy dips a lot, but I gotta say, it's just like somewhat a little bit interesting. Either way, I'm not gonna trade them, but I just wanted to kind of like think about that for a second. Yeah, what a day. MBRX. Let's before I end, let's just pull this one up on this chart. This one's tough. Like, this was a lead gapper that we had the day before. I had a bit of a loss on this trade. Where was that one for? No, actually, it was a small profit. Yeah, we made like $7 yesterday. It was ridiculous. But it wasn't a red day, so I'm super grateful for that, because the day before yesterday, Tuesday, was just was really bad. That's when we got the direct public offering, and it was one of my biggest losses of the challenge. And it was just like that because we were trading a little too late, and that's when news comes out that you don't want to be in a trade on. MBRX, again, I've been like seeing some interesting opportunities for potential swing trades, and I feel like MBRX could be another one, but you never know. Tomorrow or Monday, it could be at 60 cents. You just don't know, and that's why I trade till typically 10:30. Sometimes a little bit later than 10:30, but that's why I have that new rule. If I trade past 10:30 or if I trade pre-market, because the volatility is weird, the volume's light, the spreads are bigger, the random news articles comes out, I reduce my overall risk by reducing my position size. So really from 9:30 to 10:30 is when I want to be trading. Otherwise, I'm either going to be reducing my position size or not trading at all. And I don't swing trade in this portfolio, in this cash account. So all right, guys, that's everything for this video. I know it's probably a bit more ranty than usual, but I felt like there was just a lot of things on my mind, and it was nice sharing them with you guys. And I hope you found value in all these recap videos. And let me know if there's anything you want me to change. Like today, I heard from Keith that my microphone was a little bit too far to the right, so that was weird hearing that. So just if you guys have any feedback, leave comments and questions below. I answer all of them. Yeah, guys, well, let's wrap it up here. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and consider subscribing if you're new. I would love to see you again, especially in the chat room. The community is really growing nicely, and it's becoming very helpful. I think for everybody, not just for me or for you guys watching what I'm trading. I think it's just like a really nice circle of good beneficial opportunity, learning opportunity. All right, guys, enough ranting for me. Have a great Good Friday tomorrow. Have a great Easter weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy. Drink a smoothie, drink a tea with honey and lemon. I will see you guys first thing then on Monday. Ciao, ciao, guys.